welcome to my channel, Shine Your Light. My name is Amber, and I will be doing the intuitive energy reading messages that I have been picking up on for September. And this month has felt like a lot of zodiac energy. The current sign that we're in is Virgo. We actually moved from Leo season August 23rd into Virgo season. And just a little overview, it kind of felt a bit like a roller coaster ride with that transition for me anyway. Some days I had a lot of energy and my vibration was high, and other days I was exhausted and tired, and he wants the stick. After I was feeling some of that, I looked up some planetary information, and we have a lot of planets that are in retrograde right now, so maybe that's part of why I was feeling that way. I don't know if you guys were feeling that way, but I've got my notes here. So Virgo is an earth sign, and it's a season for kind of needing to get organized, get your routines in place, clean your house, clean your living space. Not very good at that, but I do feel that energy lately. It's like I want to have things done ahead of time. I want to prepare and get some things taken care of that I have been procrastinating on. And Atlas might bark here in a second. Yeah, I've been feeling the need to definitely get things done ahead of time. I've also noticed that I've been doing more checking in on family members and friends, loved ones, and often we can get busy with that and doing a lot of care for other people and forget about self-care. And Virgo season, the sign of Virgo, that's a very important part of that is self-care. Establishing healthy routines and yes, but a lot of times it can go by the wayside until all of a sudden you're just depleted and exhausted. So I'm definitely feeling that is something to keep in mind this month. We will move into Libra season for the last week of September. And come here, just one second. Okay. The last week of September we will be in Libra season, and it feels to me like the energy, especially mentally, is going to be speeding up. 3 weeks of September are in Virgo season, which is an earth sign, and that is a little bit more grounded energy. Libra season, is an air sign, and we kind of get stuck in our heads, and I just feel like there's going to be a lot of busy mental energy going on. When I was asking what to expect for our collective energy for September, the first thing I saw was a silhouette of a flock of birds lifting off the ground all together and taking flight. And when I asked what that represented, I received several possibilities, so I just kept writing stuff down. And come here, babe. first thing that came to me was that more people are going to be opening up, if you will. They'll be widening their perspectives, opening up their views on more topics or issues or situations this month. And I think that would be a good thing. We could use some more of that. The next thing was that there may be more connecting with others, more willingness to be able to look at things from a higher perspective and learn from each other, giving that space and time to actually listen to other people's ideas and perspectives, and being willing to just kind of take that in before any judgments. Another thing I felt was more people freeing themselves from things that either have been holding them down, holding you back, kind of breaking free kind of feeling. And I felt my heart space expand, your heart chakra. I could feel that widening and opening up during these messages. So there could be people having some heart chakra openings, some heart chakra activations. You might notice some feelings in your chest. Just kind of feels like it's expanding, getting bigger. Sometimes it can feel a little bit of a palpitation type of feeling. But the other thing was that I saw this flock of birds like really quickly change direction, as an entire flock, the whole flock just quickly changed pattern. And I felt like that represented new possibilities could be coming in. There might be some new opportunities. If they're not coming in this month, they could be being discussed. You might have ideas or things coming up, from people you encounter. And the other thing was choices to be made. That there may be things you'll have to think about and kind of have a grounded state to make these decisions. And when I asked what the messages were for our collective energy for September, the first thing I saw was a giant clam shell coming up from the water, and the water is kind of draining off from it. And as it came up over the water, it started to open up and outshine this bright, pearly white light. And this felt like a metaphor for asking people to open up. And the pearly white light felt like, let your true light shine. Let your true self out for all to see. And if you've been holding yourself back with anything, it is time to kind of let yourself be free. Free yourself and be yourself was what came in. And during this vision, I felt a burning feeling in my throat and feeling like a lump in my throat. And I knew that this was, at least for me, it was a direct message from me to work on unblocking and opening up my throat chakra, which is all about speaking your truth and talking about how you really feel and saying what you think. And I'm mentioning this because if I'm feeling it, then maybe there's some of you that have had issues with that too. or have felt like you haven't really expressed yourself completely. I'm sorry about the dog barking. He does that when he's ready to go inside. He's a big dog. He's a neighbor's dog. And he's just a big sweetheart, a gentle giant. But I've had trouble and struggles with speaking exactly how I, feel and what I think at times throughout my life. And when you don't do that and you hold a lot in, it does create blockages in your throat chakra. And, this is a sign to start expressing yourself more. And I'm hoping that this channel is helping me do that. So thank you all for being here and listening and watching. I appreciate you all. When I was feeling this, the next thing that I saw in my mind was this oracle card that's called Fork in the Road. And this is about decisions to make and choices that need to be made, and which path to take, and where do you want to go, what do you want to do. And the number on this card is 13, which numerology breaks down to the number 4, which is all about stability. And I did feel like there are going to be more choices and more decisions that have to be made. More towards the future, it felt like, this month. And clarity came up as a theme this month too. And it feels like the closer we get to Libra season, later in the month, it will get to be more difficult to make decisions, and the mental energy feels like it will be moving faster, that we won't feel as grounded as we do the first part of the month, which could make the possibility for stress and anxiety to come up, especially when faced with important decisions and choices. And with clarity, it feels like doing the internal work earlier this month would be a good idea. And take time to ask yourself questions. Take time to ask yourself questions and get a better understanding of yourself, your goals, where you want to be in the future, what your plans are. And the words self-care and prepare came up. And that brought me right back to Virgo season and the importance of getting things decided, done ahead of time, stop procrastinating, or just get the things done that you've been procrastinating on. Get organized. The next few months we're going to have the holidays coming in and everything too, and it really feels like, make those lists, get the things, get your routines in place. Getting organized for the future makes it feel like the later on the rest of this year could be more enjoyable rather than stressful. The last thing that I saw was the hands of an older woman washing her hands under a faucet. And I heard a couple things. For some, this won't be for everybody, but for some people, I heard the words, keep your hands clean, and meaning make choices in your life that you won't regret later. And for some, and again, not for everyone, it was get clean, detox, replace old, not so good habits with healthier habits, kind of get those really set in place. And for others, I got the feeling of the metaphor washing your hands of something, releasing and letting go of the things that may be dimming your light, that are lowering your vibration. Get rid of what's bringing you down, man. And finally, just 1 second. Finally, I just want to say, don't try to revamp your whole life. Just choose 1 or 2 things that you've been wanting to or feeling like you need to do or that you should do to improve your life or make healthier decisions, healthier habits. As humans, we establish habits pretty quickly, and usually you can't just drop a habit. As humans, we do better if you replace habits with a healthier habit. So if there's something that you want to let go of, try to come up with something that is tangible for you, something that you know that you can do, and replace that old habit with a new healthier one. Make sure it's something you can stick with, and if you try to change too much all at once or too quickly, it can become too difficult to sustain. That's just reality for most of us. And just do 1 step at a time. Don't be too hard on yourself, because remember, Virgo season is the self-care, and just a minute, baby. And part of that self-care is how you talk to yourself and how you are feeling towards yourself. And be gentle with yourself. Really try to, I see a feather behind the camera. I guess that's a sign. Give yourself some compassion and, forgive yourself. Don't beat yourself up. And definitely congratulate yourself for the steps you take and the changes that you make in your life in this month. So I hope this helps, and I appreciate you all again for being here and listening and subscribing, liking, sharing. I wish you all the best this month, and hope to see you again in another video soon. All right, bye.